Hustlers University, straight into it. Point 11, outsource cheaply. If there's something you cannot do and you need someone to do it, you need to outsource cheaply. You can either find a student, as I've discussed earlier, finding a niece, nephew, blah, 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 or find students. Students are fantastic because students need work to do for their fucking projects or whatever. Let's say you need a video. Find a film student. They'll do it cheaper than a film company. Find students or use Fiverr. Outsource cheaply. And never, the point 11 is, never hire, if you can avoid it, please do, don't hire another company to do your work. So as a company, let me remove my beautiful diagram. As a hustler, so I'm not trying to teach you how to be a CEO. I'm teaching you how to make $5 or $6 million a year so you can buy supercars and enjoy your life. As a hustler, you want to be here at the top. That's me. Wait, maybe there's some muscles. There we go. That's me. With the big arms, with G. That's me. I'm the hustler. I'm the CEO. Underneath me, you might have to have one company. Let's say I develop an app. I need an app development company. But if I can help it, I'll hire a student to make my app. Ideally, you want individuals below you. You want this person who's your assistant. This person is your sales. This person does your app development or whatever. And it's all people. Maybe you will need a company below you to do something. So let's make this specific. Let's say I have an app company. And then let's say this person is, these are all people that do different things. Sales, assistant, sales. My relationship with the people is always going to be better and cheaper than my relationship with the company. Because a company is not interested in making you rich. And I know you think the people aren't either, but bear with me. A company is interested in making itself rich. They're very different things. So if I have, let's take an example as a website. If I need a new website and I tell a person who works for me to make that website, me and the person have a personal vested interest in such website. I can discuss with him personally, we can get it done. If I hire a company to make my website, it gets added to the list of work. And then this company thinks, how can we get more websites? Do you understand where I'm coming from? The person who's tasked with the website has one job, make my website. The company who's tasked with the website has two jobs, make the website and find more people who need websites. They need to do two things. And if they're smart, and some of them are, if they had to choose between delivering your website on time or taking on more work and taking more money, they'll take the money. Their primary focus is not your site. Their primary focus is generating money. Do you understand these? There's a huge difference. This person's primary focus is completing his job for his boss. This person's primary focus is not completing the job for the boss. It's getting more money from somewhere else. It has nothing to do with you. Fair enough, they may have more people in different departments, blah, blah, blah. But that's still the primary goals of the individuals. The primary goal of the individual and the primary goal of the company. Plus, the company's more expensive. So, you want to try and outsource cheaply. You want to have individuals you work with. Now, if an individual has a company, fine. That's still an individual. When someone goes, I'm me and I have my company, I see that as an individual. I don't see big companies as people I want to work with. If I want a website, I don't want to go into some office full of people making websites. I don't like that. I've never had a positive experience with that. It's always expensive. They always have other jobs and other things to do. Their primary goal is making money. They don't really give a shit about you. Now, if you need something very specific and personalized and you need a really big company, okay, do it. But in most cases, you don't. Try and work with people and try and outsource cheaply and try and use students. This is number 11. Nearly anything you need done, a student can do. You can find students, and students are, drum roll, broke, which means they work cheap. Find students. If you don't know how to do something, find a student who does know how to do it. Try and avoid going to companies. Companies have a different objective than keeping you happy. If you have good staff under you, you become like a team, you become like family, everyone wants to work together, everyone wants everything to work. If you're a good leader, your staff genuinely want everything to work, and you genuinely want your staff to be happy. It's a happy medium. Everyone wants success. This company doesn't really give a fuck if your company fails. If you've paid the invoice, they don't give a shit. You've paid the invoice, they have to deliver a website, whatever. They've got 10 other people they're making websites for. Oh, your company fucked up, big whoop. Work with people with vested interests. Students, young people, try and outsource cheap. Try and avoid hiring another company to do anything. As a hustler, you want to have you at the top, individuals you can trust below you, and that is the happiest company structure. You don't want to be working with lots of companies. I know guys who try and start businesses, they hire a website company, they hire an accountancy firm, they hire this, and I was like, all it is you at the top, company below you, company below you, company below you, all trying to send you invoices and suck you dry. It's bullshit. Don't do that. You won't get rich very quickly doing that. Trust me. Point 13, and this is fucking important, and this is the biggest mistake I made with T2. Businesses won't last forever. I know you think your business will last forever, but it won't. And if a business won't last forever, you need to get rich quick and put yourself before your business. The biggest mistake I made with T2 is I was so desperate trying to keep it afloat that I wasn't taking any of my own money. I bought a new car and I gave myself a little bit of money. But if I could go back in time, I would have milked that cow. I had money in the bank. But to keep it surviving, I didn't want to take so much money. I had to keep Dan's Coke habit down. So I reduced the amount of wages we were taking, kept it low. So when it all blew up, I wasn't sitting on any money. I kept the company alive at the expense of me. If I could go back in time, by the time it all blew up, I'd be sitting on $500,000 clean. Look after yourself first. And this is very, very important because no business lasts forever. It doesn't matter what the business is. Even my TV advertising business that worked 13 years ago would never work today. Calling people on the phone trying to convince them out of money when they can just get a YouTuber for 500 pounds with more viewership and they can track the clicks and directly see how much money they're getting back, which you can't do with TV. I could never sell TV to someone today. Never. This is before Instagram, before social media, before YouTube. All this came along and killed TV now. Now there's a few big brands left. Netflix, who even watches TV? That business wouldn't last anymore. I bet if you told blacksmiths 200 years ago that being a blacksmith ain't gonna ever work again, they'd be like, what? People always need metal. What are you talking about? Blacksmiths aren't around anymore. Every single business is gonna fail sooner or later. So if it's gonna fail, make sure you get that money before it blows up. I have no problem with any one of my businesses going boom if it's already paid me. If all my cam girls quit, but I have $3 million, good. If I've taken all that $3 million and invested it in a big studio and reinvested all the money and made everything nice and then they all quit, then what was the fucking point? The goal of a business is to make you rich. This is the point of your business, to make you rich. The point of a business is not to have a business for vanity. The point of the business is to make you rich. Look after yourself first. Now, obviously, this is an equation. I'm not saying only look after yourself to look after your business. I'm saying take this in mind, keep it as a happy equation, and make sure you're getting that money. With T2, I made a mistake, and I kept funneling all the money back into keeping the ship afloat. It's my ship. The T2 ship on the waves. And I didn't take enough of the money for myself. Kept investing in new staff, new computers, dumb shit. I was 20. All the lessons I'm telling you now are lessons I've learned. If I would have just taken the money, you know what? Get a deal in. All right, yeah, we'll keep it going. Yeah, just take the money, take the money, take the money, take the money. By the time it blew up, I would have been sitting on 500 fucking grand. And I didn't. You have to look after yourself. A business won't last forever, so you have to take the money and get rich. Look after yourself. If you're thinking about, oh, maybe I need a new camera, maybe I need a new car, maybe I need new vans, whatever your business is, doesn't matter. Think about it, but also think long and heavy. Is that going to bring new money in? Let's look at a video production business. Just come to my head. You have a video production business. You're filming in 4K. You want this new camera. It's still 4K, but it does all these extra features. Does the layman understand it? Not really. If you can go to a meeting and tell him you're going to film in 4K, it's the same. That camera is 20 grand. I don't know. I'm just off the top of my head. I don't know anything about cameras. Do you spend the money on that camera or do you just pocket the 20 grand? I'm telling you what you do. You pocket the 20 grand because it's not going to get you any more clients. It's still 4K. You can just lie in the meetings and pretend your camera can do what that camera can do. You're not going to lose or make any more business. Take the 20 grand. It ain't going to add money in directly, so you don't need it. You need to be getting rich from your company. Look after yourself first, because when your company fucks up, you need to be able to say, okay, abandon ship. Woo! Abandon ship with fucking suitcases. Don't abandon ship. When I abandoned T2, I had nothing. And that was a mistake. I worked my ass off, sleepless nights, millions of dollars through the bank for nothing. Don't do that. Look after yourself first. This is point 13. A business won't last forever. You need to get rich quick and you need to take the money. Take the money for yourself. Don't run a business for vanity. Look after yourself. Get that money and keep it. If you have to choose between you and the company, most of the time you should be choosing you. Obviously it's a balance. You need to make sure your company's looked after. You need to reinvest in your company, blah, blah, of course. But still, you are the primary focus of your universe. Everything serves you, including your company. That's point 13. Don't make the mistake I made with T2, putting it all back in and not looking after yourself. There's a reason why you can actually put this in the course. Look him up, Sir Philip Green with BHS. Billionaire, bought BHS, which is a big clothing store in England, saw it was failing, took billions and billions for himself, let it fail, let everyone's pensions go under, let it sink. Once he realized, you know what do I do here? Do I just make millions and billions for myself, or do I save this company? Nah, for me. He actually lost his lordship for it because they thought it was such an evil thing to do. Because like 10,000 old ladies lost their pensions who'd worked there for like 40 years. Pretty evil. But the point is the same. As a billionaire, he understood me first, company second. So he milked it. There was another company. It was a toy store, and they ran up until Christmas Day, and they took all the money for Christmas. No, it was a catalog. You remember the catalog? There was these Christmas catalogs. I can't remember. There's these Christmas catalogs, and you pay every month, and you build up this balance, and then before Christmas, you can order all your presents and all your food from the catalog. And they ran up until Christmas Day, and then they closed, took millions, and didn't deliver anything, ruined everyone's Christmases. I remember it was big in the news in England. They ruined something like 10,000 families' Christmases because they couldn't afford a Christmas anymore. But the managing director, because the managing director ended up going to court, but he still got away with it because it was legal. He took $7 million. He looked at his business and goes, you know what? I don't think this is sustainable anymore. I'm not going to put any more money into this shit. I'm going to take £7 million. I'm going to fuck it off. I'm going to deal with the big PR disaster. I'm going to go hiding and whatever. I've got $7 million. He looked after himself first. If he would have put that $7 million back in, the company would have gone bust a year and a half later and you'd have no money. Look after yourself first. Be ruthless with it. Take the money for you. There's no point in going through this stress for any other reason. So Sir Philip Green, look him up. He did it with BHS. And you can also Google Christmas catalog bankruptcy. And you'll see both of these people, both times the managing directors took their money. Same thing with the big banks. When the big banks went bust, all the banking directors, you think they didn't take big money? When the big banks all fucked up, you think they didn't take their big bonuses first? The smart people know. Look after yourself first. Look after the business second. The smart people know that. Because as long as you're financially okay, as long as your bills are paid, your mortgage is paid, and you have money, everything's going to be